Right, this coming weekend, we've got another UFC fight night. This one is headlined by Carlos Ulberg, and he takes on Dominick Reyes. This is my main card. Quick pick. Kicking off the main card, we're with the lightweights. Tom Nolan taking on Charlie Campbell. Tom Nolan is on a 3-fight win streak after losing his UFC debut, while Charlie Campbell, he won his UFC debut against Trevor Peek, and he's going to be looking to add to that against Tom Nolan. But I'll be honest, I'm backing the 25-year-old Tom Nolan in this one. He's long, he's rangy. There's not much difference between them on the stats with the tail of the tape, but I just think Tom Nolan's going to look a lot bigger than him when he's in the octagon, and he's going to be able to pick him off at will, and he hits hard, and I think he might be able to get the job done within the 3 rounds. So I'm backing Tom Nolan in this fight. And then we've got Jake Matthews taking on Neil Magny. Jake Matthews is also on a 3-fight win streak, just like Tom Nolan coming into this fight. So he's going to be looking to add to that as well. He hasn't lost since, I believe, 2023 co-main event against Michael Morales, whilst Neil Magny has recently bounced back, getting a win over Elizeu Zaleski after back-to-back defeats just before that. But I can see Jake Matthews getting a win in this one. I think he's going to have to utilise the wrestling. He's got decent striking, but Neil Magny's long, his rangy, he'll pick you off from the outside, and he can't afford to be stuck on the outside at the end of Neil Magny's range. He's going to have to get in close, make it scrappy, make it bit grindy, should we say. He's going to have to grind out the victory in this one. He's going to have to get his hands on Neil Magny, take him to the ground, and get the victory in that fashion is how I see this one playing out. So I'm backing Jake Matthews by decision. That is my pick. And then we're with the light heavyweights. Jimmy Crute taking on Ivan Erslan. Ivan, he dropped his first 2 in the UFC, so he's fighting for his UFC career at this point. But I just think the experience of Jimmy Crute will be able to get the job done, if I'm being honest. I think it's never the most flashy, it's never the most spectacular on the eyes with a Jimmy Crute fight, but I can see him getting his hands on him, and I can see him grinding out the victory and send Ivan Erslan packing back to the regional scene. Now, this is a difficult one to call. You got Jack Jenkins taking on Raymond Tavares. Now, Jack Jenkins, he loves to get into a scrap. He loves to get into a brawl. Whilst Raymond Tavares, I think he's technically sound. He loves to utilise the kicks, mix in the hands. And I think he'll try not allow Jack Jenkins to close him down. He's going to try pick him off from the outside, but he's still going to look to get a finish. So I am leaning towards the more polished striker of Raymond Tavares, but if Jack Jenkins can get up close and make it a bit of a scrap, then you can't write him off. So I'm a bit on the fence, but I'm leaning towards Raymond Tavares to get the job done in this fight. Now it's the main event. Carlos Ulberg taking on Dominick Reyes. I don't even know how to call this one. If you asked me this a couple of years ago, or when Carlos Ulberg first came on the scene, you would have said Dominick Reyes. He's going to get sparked. But at this point, he's had a resurgence. He's looking great. So it's hard to call. And when it comes to the striking, you can't really write him off. But the same with Carlos Ulberg. He's a skilled technical striker. He can pick people off at will. And when he gets them hurt, he looks for the finish, just like Dominick Reyes. It is a coin flip. It's a light heavyweight fight, and anyone can finish anyone on any given day. So, you know, your head tells you that it's going to be Carlos Ulberg, because why wouldn't it be? But then that's going off the basis of what we've seen happen to Dominick Reyes in the past. But on recent merit, I'm backing Dominick Reyes to continue this resurgence and get the job done and finish Carlos Ulberg in this fight. You know, the experience, the level of opposition Dominick Reyes has been in there with, so I can see him doing it. So I'm backing Dominick Reyes to get the job done against Carlos Ulberg and keep climbing back to the top. Let me know your thoughts on these fights, how you see them playing out. There is some tricky ones to call, so don't hate me if I get them wrong. It's just my opinion. But yeah, follow the page, drop me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the fights. Peace.